I'm going to take you through a beginner's Pilates move. We're going to go through a cat flap toe tap. Sounds interesting, you say? Let's have a look. So we're going to come down onto the mat. You're going to bring your feet so they're hip distance apart. Find that neutral spine, so find where your pelvis is in neutral. Little gap under that low back and little gap under your neck. Arms are gently resting on the floor. You're going to bring one leg up into your tabletop position, so where your knee is over your hip, your shin is parallel with the sky or the ceiling if you're indoors. We're going to take an inhale here. Then we're going to exhale, engage your core and pelvic floor, and you're going to stretch your leg out and post your foot through where the letterbox would be if it was on your front door and if it was in the middle of your front door. Hold for an inhale. Then exhale again, thinking about that core, so rib to hip, hip to hip, hip connection, and then bring the leg back to the center. Hold here for an inhale. And then exhale. This time I'm going to go down a little bit lower, so this is going to be slightly more challenging. So taking the leg out low. Nothing should change in the center, so your back shouldn't arch, belly shouldn't dome. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale. Engage that core and pelvic floor before you start moving the leg. So you're stabilizing the movement with your core. Other side. So we're going to bring the other leg up into tabletop, so your knee is over your hip, shin parallel again. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale. Stretch the leg out, post your foot through the letterbox. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale. Back to the center. Inhale in the center. Exhale, core and pelvic floor, remember, and then start to stretch that leg out. Hold it there for an inhale. And then exhale, bring the leg back to the middle. I'm going to do one more with you. You could do 6 to 8 reps of this on each side if you wanted to. Just really good exercise for building strength in the core. So we're going to inhale in the middle again. Remember, thinking about that nice wide thoracic breath. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, have a little look at my earlier videos for information on how to really get that 360 breathing going. Holding the leg out there, taking an inhale. And then exhale, core. So thinking rib to hip, hip to hip. Pull those stomach muscles together. Bring that leg back to the center. Inhale, hold. And then exhale again, stretching the leg out. This time we're going lower, posting your foot through the cat flap. Hold for an inhale. And exhale, engage your core and pelvic floor. Bring that leg back to the middle and then down. Swapping to the other side, so leg into our tabletop starting position. Inhaling here. Exhale, engaging that core, stretching the leg out. Remember, back doesn't arch, belly doesn't dome. Hold for an inhale. Exhale. Leg comes back to tabletop. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale again, stretching that leg out. See how low you can take it. The lower you go, the harder it gets. So adjust the leg to where you need to work for your own ability. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale back to the center, and then you can gently bring that leg down. And once you've finished your set, you can reward yourself with a full body stretch. And then come back up to sitting however is comfy.